When most of us think about AI, we picture a chatbot, right? Something we ask questions to. But what if that's just the tip of the iceberg? Today, we're going to dig into AI's real superpower. What happens when it's not just bolted on, but woven right into the core software you use to run your business every single day?
So let's just jump right in. We've all played with general AI tools, and look, they're amazing. But when you get into the world of business, things get complicated, right? You've got all this unique data, these complex processes. Is it generalist AI really going to be enough? Or does an AI that lives and breathes your company's operations have a truly game-changing edge? Let's find out.
Okay, so here's the biggest hurdle for any AI trying to make it in a business setting. It all comes down to one word: context. See, it's not enough for an AI to just know an answer. It has to understand the why behind your question, your specific data, your one-of-a-kind workflows, and what's actually happening on the ground day to day. That, right there, is the context challenge.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. A general AI, it's kind of like a brilliant researcher. You can ask it, hey, what were our sales in Q2? And it'll go find that number for you. But an integrated AI, well, that's a partner. It doesn't just find the number, it understands it. It sees, whoa, that's 10% below our forecast. And then, and this is the magic part, it can actually take action, like drafting an email to your regional managers asking for their latest projections.
So what's the answer to this whole context problem? Well, it's this idea of a business co-pilot. Now, don't think of it as some external tool you have to open in another tab. No. Imagine a proactive assistant already sitting in the cockpit with you, built directly inside the software you're already using.
Let's break this definition down, because every word here really matters. It's proactive, so it might spot a weird spike in customer support tickets and alert you before it blows up into a crisis. It's conversational, meaning you can just ask in plain English, show me our top-performing product lines this month. But the real key here is that it's built in. This is not a plug-in. It's a native intelligence that has full access and a deep understanding from the moment you turn it on.
And this is where the rubber really meets the road. With a fully integrated AI, these complex tasks that have all these different steps, workflows we call them, they suddenly become incredibly simple. For example, let's say you need to generate a detailed quarterly performance report. You know how that goes. It's used to take hours, maybe even days, of pulling data from sales, from marketing, from finance. Now, you can literally just ask for it right from your main dashboard and get it in minutes.
So how is this possible? How do you shrink a task that takes days into just a few minutes? Well, it all boils down to 3 distinct, totally game-changing advantages that are fundamentally changing how we get work done.
Here is the winning formula. First, it connects data directly to action. You see an insight and bam, you can do something about it instantly. Second, it's proactive, letting you solve problems right inside the application, right where they're happening. And third, and this one is huge, it significantly boosts the productivity of the developers who are actually building and maintaining all these critical systems.
Let's zoom in on that third point about developers for a second, because the impact here is just massive. I mean, making users like us more efficient, that's fantastic. But when you make the people who build the tools more efficient, you're creating this incredible ripple effect of innovation that spreads through the whole company. Better tools get built faster, and that means a smarter co-pilot for you. 30%. That's one of those numbers that just makes you stop and think for a second. It represents a massive leap in efficiency, and let's be honest, a huge potential cost saving for pretty much any modern business.
So what does this 30% actually mean in the real world? It means a potential 30% drop in development costs. And why is that? Because the AI Copilot speeds up the entire software lifecycle. We're talking about helping write the code, automatically testing for bugs, and even modernizing old, clunky systems. That means the new features you've been asking for get delivered in weeks, not months.
So as we start to wrap this up, it's pretty clear this is way more than just a new feature. This is a fundamental shift in how we interact with our most powerful software. The future of business tools isn't about learning more buttons and navigating confusing menus. It's about just having a conversation.
This quote just nails it. It perfectly captures the transformation. I mean, think about it. For decades, we've had to learn how to speak the software's language, all those clicks, all those menus, just to get what we wanted. Now, finally, the software is learning to speak ours. We're moving from this manual, reactive world to one that's AI-driven, proactive, and truly conversational.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on.
If your most critical software can understand what you need just by you asking, how much of the old way of working, all the clicking, the searching, the exporting, how much of that just becomes obsolete? It's a fascinating question about a future that might be a lot closer than you think. Thanks for joining me.